We are now looking at the 18th of these little productions going down the Southwest Branch. And we have here a photograph by someone we've heard of. Leroy Smeltzer did this. And this place right here is where Leroy Smeltzer worked, right beside the Southwest Branch. Back around 1950, the old overhead bridge was still in place. And this shot shows us Leroy Smeltzer where he worked. This is Leroy Smeltzer up on the big construction ports there. And this is what they were making at RICO, or ITE, where he worked. Equipment that would handle huge amounts of electricity. It was called the switchgear industry. That's what they were called. They dealt with power that could turn on and off a whole city, or more than that. Now here is mapping that will help us understand where we are and what we're looking at. There's the Y we saw last time. This is the old wagon works that we saw last time. This time we'll get a look at the place where Leroy Smeltzer worked. It was called Railway and Industrial Engineering at the beginning. And you'll notice this yellow form here. I put this here to show us something that was there before Railway and Industrial Engineering, or RICO, was ever there. There was a glass company that sat right there. And we're going to get a picture of some of that. This is mapping for the glass company. This up here was the company that sat there and made not window glass, they made tableware. This was Theobald Avenue, if you want to plug it into contemporary things. This was a place called Greensburg Nut and Bolt Company. That went out of business in 1898. It burnt down. And the glass company burnt down in 1901. A lot of those places were not long lasting. This is inside of the glass company. It's a pot furnace, a place where a lot of different things were made. They made tableware, which was the kind of stuff you would use to eat with, your table products, dishes and compotes and gravy boats. And this is the annealing layers in a glass plant like that. It would cool the glass down gradually so it wouldn't develop strains. And this is the kind of stuff they were making. This is called tableware, and that's what they did there. And this is one of my attempts to try to figure out the area, because it's kind of complicated. And this was the old wagon works up here. This building was originally Barnes Safe and Lock Company. And this building on the corner down here was the original Railway and Industrial Engineering Company. And what I did was I made a dotted outline to show how all this relates to the previous glass company that used to be there. That's where the old glass factory was. It sat there until 1901 when it burnt down. This is mapping from 1915 showing the old wagon company, Barnes Safe and Lock Company, and the original RICO company. This is just more precise mapping showing that area with Theobald in there. Now here we see Google mapping from the air. Those buildings, this is where the old wagon company was. This began as Barnes Safe and Lock, and this was the original Railway and Industrial Engineering Company. And next we're going to look at the front of this building here, which faced the railroad tracks, and it began about 1913 and only lasted till 1916. This is another view of the same thing. It became Ricoh's shipping department. And this is Ricoh when it was just starting up. That's pretty much what it looks like now. The tower was their laboratory, their testing laboratory, where they tested new ideas out. This is Ricoh's own mapping of what was on the property there, about 1930. There was a merger of Ricoh with ITE, Circuit Breaker Company, and this was at that time when it was the 1960s, this production that came from. And this shows us the area that we were looking at. Here's what we were just looking at today. Theobald. And incidentally, this area up here is no longer owned by the company ABB, which was the latest owner. An outfit called D&R Industrial Center now owns that. ABB still owns this property down here. And in the next little production, we should get to see some of this area down this way. We'll see some of the things that happened here. And it's about time to say so long. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.